Historical Advisory Committee meeting of July 24th, 2025. If anyone here would like to address the commission on an item that is on the agenda today, please grab a blue speaker card that's in the bottom basket in the corner and fill it out and turn it into the city clerk. Please call roll.
Commissioner Zilich,
Present.
Commissioner Smith, Commissioner Jensen,
Present.
Commissioner Hamilton, Present. Commissioner Arasi,
Here.
Vice Chair Sheard,
Here.
Chair Jenkins.
Here.
Thank you.
Couldn't hear a word she said.
Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. Is there anyone here who would like to speak on an item that is not on the agenda today?
I have no submitted speaker cards for non-agenda items.
Thank you. We are going to move the agenda around a little bit. We are going to do item 3 first, item 1 second, item 2 third, and we are striking number 4 off of the agenda today. Staff report for item 3, please. Regular business.
Just one moment while I get that up.
All right, I'll be going over tentative parcel map TPM 2501, and this is located at Oro Dam Boulevard and Feather River Boulevard, adjacent to Maverick Gas Station.
Come on, you.
Oh,
You got to kind of be on it.
The total site is approximately 4.81 acres. Proposed parcel 1 for the future Chick-fil-A site would be 87,411 square feet. Proposed parcel 2, which is the existing Maverick gas station, is 122,336 square feet. Zoning is intensive commercial C2. General plan is under retail and business services, and there is no construction proposed with this map. The purpose of the tentative parcel map is to support future Chick-fil-A development. This is under use permit 2505. This formalizes the split between existing and future commercial use. Access will be via shared driveways on Oro Dam Boulevard and Feather River Boulevard, and future improvements will be handled at building permit stages. Overall summary and recommendation, this plan is consistent with general plan and zoning. It meets the requirements of a subdivision map act. It's CEQA exempt under minor land division, and staff recommends approval with conditions of approval. And then here we have the tentative parcel map laid out. And that's it.
Thank you. Do we have an applicant that wishes to speak on this?
We have one online. Give me just one moment to give him privileges.
it was item 3. Yeah. And we moved it to 1.
Just give me your page number. I'm on car, yeah.
You can let them know if they'd like to speak. They can address.
Aman, would you or anybody from the applicant like to speak?
Okay. This is regular business, so no public comment on this?
We did just have one public comment card submitted from Cheyenne Velasquez
On this item?
on this item.
Okay, would you like to speak?
Item 1?
It says
Sorry,
item
just quickly, did he respond? Because he sent a text, he sent an email that says that he can't hear anything.
Interesting. We are unmuted. Give me just one moment. I will try to promote to panelists, see if that makes a difference. Thank you.
What about the top one there?
Sorry, just one moment. I'm not quite sure what the technical difficulties are.
Choose, even though the items get changed,
It looks like he has just connected to audio. Aman, can you hear us?
people are confused.
What he said was there's no audio on his end.
It could be an issue with his technical, with whatever he's got going on his computer, but I show everything as computing on our end. Interesting. We are not muted, so.
Actually, I'm just realizing it's not him that said there's no audio. It was one of the other applicants that's telling us there's no audio. I'm reaching out to IT.
Should we proceed?
If we can send a message to the applicant and they waive their request to speak on the item, then you could proceed. But we do have other public comments, which you could take in turn if we have more than one, or if there's a public comment we can take in the meantime while we get this straightened away, that'd be helpful.
The public comment card I did have submitted, they did change the number, so they do not want to speak on this item anymore.
My misunderstanding. I don't recommend proceeding unless we can get the applicant to say it's fine to proceed without their comment. I think it's important that they have a chance to talk to the commission.
I'm gonna step outside and call Tyson.
Can you message him or get him on his phone? Speak through the photo?
Yeah, I don't know how long he might have.
It's not him. I don't have.
That's a universal problem. He's
Wes,
an item one.
do you have Amon's number?
Do you have Amon's phone number?
Can you send him a message?
Hi, Daniel. Can you hear us? I'm just trying to do a quick technical check right here with our audio. He's muted, yeah. We're not muted. You can see down here, just for your guys' reference down here, we're not muted. But he is, yeah. I have given him privilege to unmute himself if he can hear, so I'm just trying to determine what's going on with the technical.
Could you send him a quick chat message?
Wes, do you have his email address by chance?
No, he probably doesn't.
What is it?
Does he know he was gonna be number 1?
Could be. Aman did comment and say he can't hear our audio, so I've just put a message out to everybody that's online right now, asking if anybody can hear it, so I will let you know. But it's coming through our YouTube, which leads me to believe all of our equipment is working. I'm just not quite sure what's going on.
Testing?
Oh,
Perfect. Daniel, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, Aman says he can hear us now. Aman, would you like to unmute yourself? Do you have any comment for the commission?
Hello, yes, I can hear now.
Great, I heard that.
Perfect. Thank you both. Aman, if you have any comment you'd like to
I was
proceed.
unable to hear up till this point, though.
We were wondering if you had any comments on this item, on your
I
partial
don't
split?
think actually. I don't think we're hearing the commission audio just yet.
Interesting.
Okay, understood. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Daniel. This is not the item that you were on the agenda for. We were just testing to see if you could hear. This is for Amon's item. Amon, can you hear me?
Amon, can you hear us now? I know it's off. Worked last time when it was off.
If the commission would like, I can close the Zoom down and reopen. I'm not quite sure how else to proceed.
Yeah,
Okay.
restarting. That's a good one. Yep.
Okay. Give me just one moment while I restart. And then what we'll do for the audio recording is we can have our IT tech splice the two together and then post them up as a video. Hi, Amon. Can you hear us now? I'm not quite sure. They are unmuted, and I can hear some feedback coming through. Amon, can you hear us on our side? I do show our YouTube working again as well, so I'm not sure. It has to be a technical error on their side. Daniel can hear us. Yeah, we've had confirmation from other individuals on the link.
Kayla, are you able to message the applicant and ask him to call Pat's phone, and then we can at least.
Sure.
Put it on speaker.
Yep. Just give me one moment.
All right, and then we can put him through the main microphone that way, because this isn't going to work, and.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you bet.
Kayla, give him my 530 number.
Are you sending it to me? I need
Yeah.
him.
Yep.
What is it, Pat?
530-927-9988. Ask, Wes has got those.
Speaker.
Mm-hmm.
In the other
Yeah,
room,
that's Wes's
so that's
department.
split it up, probably.
Okay. We'll see.
Okay.
Should be okay, I think. He'll just need to unmute himself.
Okay, Aman, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you guys hear?
Yep.
Yeah, I got heads going in both directions. Okay. So Aman, did you want to give us a presentation or a statement?
Yeah, I can do a brief overview of the project. This project is located in the city of Oroville. It's along Oro Dam Boulevard, and it's a proposed Chick-fil-A that's coming in, and it's next to an existing Maverick. And what we have is the tentative parcel map, and that is just to propose splitting these two parcels. Yeah.
Thank you. We will limit discussion between commissioners and staff. Any questions?
No.
Questions? We're open for a motion.
I'll move to adopt the item as agendized.
I
we
will
have a
second it.
Please call open voting.
Motion passes unanimously.
Long time for,
Everybody, I'll make sure everybody has
have
a
to do it
chance.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we're on to the public hearing, and we are item 1, which is our second item. Staff report, please.
Yes, let's make sure that Daniel Friedman can hear us. Yeah.
Hi, all. We can hear you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, Madam Clerk, for this item, Commissioner Jensen has determined he's going to recuse because a competitor represents a source of income for him and his family. And so he will be leaving the room for this item. We'll come get you when we're done. Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Oh, looks like we lost connection.
How about now? Can you hear me?
I'm not quite sure what's going on. Our YouTube feed's going through.
Daniel, can you hear me now? This is Wes.
Yeah, it's here. I mean, coming through everything. I'm not sure what's going on.
Okay, well. Can everybody else hear me? How about now? Is that better? Okay.
I just wanted to let you guys know in the meantime, I have messaged everybody online, letting them know that we're apologetic for the technical difficulties and are working as quickly as we can to resolve it. I've also advised Dan if he'd like to call in, that's another option as well.
Mr. Chair, do you want to proceed with item 2, or do you want to wait? I think we have tech on the way, is that right?
He's
That's right.
looking into it. Mhm.
Looking into it right now. But if we don't have anybody online for item 2, maybe we, at your discretion, sir.
Yes, 2 is all in-house, correct?
Yes.
We could move to item 2 and
Wow, I got to the front of the line. I don't know how that happened.
Have Commissioner Jensen back to join us. Thank you.
Welcome back.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. You want to, if you prefer at your discretion, you can call the item.
Could we have staff report for item 2, please?
Oh, I didn't know I was getting a slideshow.
Yes, I'll begin this, and then there would be a presentation by Commissioner Sheard and Commissioner Zilich. In February, the City Council named a citizen advisory committee called the Business Advocacy Committee to make suggestions to reduce potentially overburdensome permit processes that the city might have. And so the goals of the committee are to improve relationships between the city and the business community, ensuring objective, clear, and expeditious permit process, identifying permits and processes that could be made less onerous for applicants, and reducing the number of use permits. That was as stated in the city council when they named this committee. So the committee has met many, many times, several times, and has interviewed lots of individuals and staff, and has a presentation to make, and then has a bunch of recommendations for code changes that they would like the Planning Commission to discuss.
Okay. Yes, as you said, we're the Business Advocacy Committee, and we're a group of residents and business owners that see a desperate need to streamline the processes for businesses in Oroville. And that's what we've been commissioned to do, to make recommendations, and that's what we've done. How can I get the progression going, or do I have to tell someone? Okay, you can go to the next slide. And we might be preaching to the choir, but I'm just going to go through this so you can get the passion behind this group. When we have successful businesses in Oroville, there's so many benefits, it's hard to even count. Our sales and property tax revenue and hotel tax goes up. The city makes money because people are pulling business licenses. We have people coming and visiting the town. We have employment opportunities. We have wonderful goods and services. And we have a decrease in crime, and we have a decrease in vacant buildings. So this is what we love, people going to shops and shopping at our local businesses and spending money so they can succeed. Go to the next one. Also, some things that are hard to even calculate is that when the town has successful businesses, we have more tourism, we keep our local customers, we build pride and trust in our community. We have I know you all love Oroville. We have an incredible, unique cityscape here that that you can't see anywhere else in the country, and we want that to succeed. And it improves all of our quality of life. Go to the next one. When we have struggling businesses and empty buildings, we get no sales tax revenue from those buildings. We get no permit and planning fees. We lose rental spaces, we have no tourism, we don't have job opportunities, and we don't have goods and services. Go to the next one. What we do have are actually negative spaces that actually create places for unhoused individuals that are struggling with drug addiction to hide and not get the services that they need. We have vandalism. It is very negative for the community, which I know you would all probably agree with. So our passion is to turn this around. And go to the next one. Some other consequences are, of course, you have more police and code enforcement expense. As I said, you've got places for unhoused individuals to hide. We have fire risks. We also push out other businesses in the community because they don't want to go near a building that is empty and abandoned. We have loss of historic resources, which is an incredible one, and overall just an economic decline. So this is what we're working to stop. So we, as he said, we talked to a lot of business owners. We've got a lot of business owners coming to this, and we have narrowed down what we want to get approved is we found 2 obstacles. One thing is that it's very unclear what to do when you want to open a business. It shouldn't be, but it is. And it's very hard to understand, where do I go? What forms do I fill out? How much do I have to pay? It's scary and daunting to go to City Hall because as an entrepreneurial business owner, they're taking your time and your money. And that's something you don't really have extra. So can be very confusing. And we also found, which we're going to go through tonight, is excessive use permits. So what that means, if you want to open up a certain business in a certain zone, you might have to get a use permit, which can cost $5,000 and take more of your time. We went through the code actually with staff and found that some of those can be eliminated. So we can right off the bat save that money, and they still have to follow the rules and guidelines, as you'll see, but we're trying to do everything we can to streamline this so people can open businesses and it can be simple, and we can entice more people to do that here. This is some of the things that we found, like I think I kind of mentioned. It's confusing to know what applications to fill out. You have to take multiple trips to City Hall to figure it out. We found that it's very frustrating, like I said, for business owners to get the information they need to get to work and open their business, which is what we want them to do. Okay, the next one. Yeah, it does feel like the business owners are that confused. It's been great to talk to them because you really get a window. You know, you hear one complaint from somebody and then you hear quite a few complaints and you realize, wait, there's like a major problem here. And it's not clear what they need to do, even though it should be clear and even though staff has the absolute best intentions, and so does our code. But the cost of permits can be prohibitive, and especially the cost of a use permit. So our solution, we want our committee to be able to be available to any business owner that wants to open a business in Oroville. We're just a group of volunteers. We want to be able to give them advice and help them through the process. We also found that it's hard oftentimes when you go to City Hall or anytime you go deal with a government agency, you're not always open to just sharing everything and having this free flow of discussion to find out what you need to do. So we want to help bridge that gap between staff and the business owners. It's something they're doing in the town of Paradise, so we kind of have a plan for that we want to move forward with, if we're allowed to. The other one is use permits. And as I said before, there's different zones in the city, which I'm sure everyone knows. You know, you have an industrial zone where we would want our manufacturing businesses to be like Metalworks, which is on the screen. And then you've got like a downtown district that has restaurants and shops, and you want things to be appropriately placed. And that is the reason for use permits. And use permits are extremely important to keep the character of the city. But we want to be careful that if it is a good use and it's a use we want, we don't want to make them jump through any more hoops. So we have, I don't know, probably 30 or 40 changes on that regard. And one that particularly came up has to do with our salon industry and the beauty industry. And we will be looking at that in detail as well. Personal services has changed in the beauty industry, which I think anyone who's paying attention knows. It's not just getting your hair and your nails done. There's all sorts of permanent makeup that use tattooing techniques to do things that fit beautifully into a salon. And our businesses are being denied that use because of our code. So we want to make that change because we want our business owners to flourish and get all the business that they can, especially with something so appropriate as our beauty industry and things that fit into that. Yes, so this is kind of the crux of it. We have the municipal code, which is hard to understand, and then we have all the processes that are around the code. It's all very confusing, and it all takes time and money, and we are working hard with staff to just make that simple as possible, so we can have more business. And that's the synopsis. So do you want me to go into, or do we have a public speaker on, a speaker on this item?
Yeah,
Or do we
this
present?
is part of the public hearing, so how much needs to be gone over. This is a very long item. Personally, I'd like to see it stretch over more than one meeting.
I do have a recommendation for that, actually, because there is one item that is simply a definition change. And I think staff has kind of divided it up for us. And I was wondering if we could look at the definition tonight, specifically personal services, low impact and high, moderate impact. And then maybe look at all of the use tables next time, because I know we are short on time.
If that is the advisory commission's desire, I don't have any objection calendaring it again for the next meeting to take a closer look at the use conditions as specified by Vice Chair Schurer.
So there would be, she would do a presentation, we would hear public comment, and we would table with no action.
Yes, we would table it with no action tonight and schedule it to reconvene at the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay, I can present it. I would hope, because it's just a definition change, it's not an actual use permit change. I was hoping we could get this approved or denied and then do the use permit separately. Okay, here it is. So this is in the definitions section of our code, which no one probably ever reads unless you're on a committee like this. But we have personal services, which would be dry cleaners, estheticians, massage therapists, laundromats, tanning salons. You can kind of see that broad spectrum that could come under that category. And what is really important is that personal services low impact are allowed anywhere. By right, if you're in the right zone and you want to open up a hair salon or a beauty salon, you can do that if that is the zoning. And of course, you have to comply with all of the state regulations and all of the certifications that are required. But you would not need to get a use permit if, can we keep that up there? It's okay. There you go. You wouldn't need to get a use permit if your personal service, just follow it, tends to create minimal adverse effects for its surroundings, including but not limited to, this is not an extensive list, this is just recommendations. If you're selling clothing, if you have dry cleaners with no on-site dry cleaning equipment, and like I said, estheticians, permanent makeup artists, the red is what we want to add in. The red is not in the code. So these are the changes we want to make. It currently reads at certified massage therapists, and it lists a couple others, and then it says any other uses that are of this like, kind, and character. So in other words, anything that is of this kind of character, that is not negative, that is not drawing criminal activity, should just be allowed by right in personal services low impact. This is not an extensive list because times change. So these kind of things are going to change. Then you look at the next one, personal services moderate impact. Now this requires a use permit, so that's why we're looking at it. Or they're not allowed. So this would be personal services that tend to attract criminal activity and reduce property values near these establishments. And they need to be dispersed and not put together because they have negative effects on our community. And this would be, and these are just examples, check cashing stores, pawn shops, psychics, spas, hot tubs for hourly rental, so you can see how old this is. And we had tattoo listed in there also, and body piercing parlors, and other uses of this character that brings criminal activity. What has happened in the beauty world is that tattoos have developed into such a way that you can do beautiful things in the beauty industry to enhance the way that you look, to cover up a birthmark, but it would require tattooing techniques. So our beauty salons have been denied the ability to do this use, and it has cost them money. So that's why we're bringing this change to the commission, is that we would like to allow tattoos to be low impact. Tattoo parlors have even changed. We haven't seen any increase of crime near a tattoo parlor, and we specifically want to add in micro
Pigmentation.
there you go, or dermablation. We want to add it in so that our salons can do what they need to do to grow their business.
So staff has a response to that that's in the materials. There are a number of communities that do require use permits for tattoo parlors. We do know that we have at least one tattoo parlor on Meyer Street in the downtown. And if we take it off the moderate impact category, the regulatory programs at these communities limit concentrations of tattoo parlors in certain locations. They keep a distance. I think the city of La Puente has 1,000 feet or something like that as a spatial requirement. If this commission doesn't mind possibly seeing a whole bunch of tattoo parlors all together, all concentrated in one location in the city, then that would be a reason to move it to low impact. In addition, tattoo artists must be regulated by the county environmental health. They have a certain license that they have to have for cleanliness and such. And if we make it a low impact, we don't necessarily have the ability to continue requiring the license before we let the shop open. So we would want to maintain the ability to do that before we gave them an occupancy permit, to make sure they had their environmental health license. So those are the comments that staff has.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak on this item?
I do have one public comment card on this item from Cheyenne Velasquez.
All right. Good evening, commissioners. My name is Cheyenne Velasquez. I am the owner of Illusion Studio. It's located downtown Oroville. I'm here to respectfully request that micropigmentation art be formally recognized under the same classification as permanent makeup services. Both procedures use identical tools, techniques, and health protocols, with the shared goal of achieving aesthetic and restorative results, not traditional large-scale body art. My clients are primarily professional women seeking personal confidence and subtle enhancements. My studio is appointment only, it's quiet, and held at the same strict health standards as any permanent makeup facility. I hold all required certifications and always operated with full transparency and compliance. My business model is low impact, community oriented, and contributes to Oroville's positive image. Clients are often from out of town, but of course I have some from in town, and they dine and shop downtown after their appointments, supporting our local economy. When I began offering these services, I believe they fell under my existing permanent makeup permit. Once I learned clarification was needed, I took immediate steps to resolve it appropriately. I respectfully ask the Commission to consider reclassifying micropigmentation and precision pigmenting services along with small-scale tattoos as low-impact personal services, consistent with permanent makeup, and to allow such uses by administration permit or by right in mixed use and commercial zones. These services are no longer associated with high traffic or disruptive business models, and cities across California are moving away from that outdated perceptions that group these practices with so-called ill repute uses. I fully support maintaining local discretion through appropriate permitting, health department oversight, and training requirements, but I believe we can modernize the classification without compromising safety, community standards, or planning authority. These are challenging times for small business owners, especially those of us who are also parents, deeply invested in our local community. I genuinely need your help and support to continue offering these valued services in a safe, professional, and compliant setting. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Chair, that is the only submitted comment card on this item.
Thank you. Since we're tabling this, are we allowed to have a commission discussion or?
So Commissioner Sheard asked that the commission take up consideration of this particular aspect of it, which is 1A, the definitions this evening. If there is an appetite for that, then, you can see if there is a motion on that limited portion of this, and the rest will be tabled. But that's the pleasure of the commission for a motion, a second, if there's going to be action on that part of it tonight. And if not, then the entire thing would be tabled.
Yeah, I would like to see, because she's not the only business owner that is suffering right now because she cannot offer these services. So I would like, if there's anything we could do to hasten this, because it still has to go to city council, right? After this. So even if we say, if you agree that we can categorize it as low impact, we still could have 30 days or more until we get it on the city council agenda.
Well, it would go on the city council agenda, but you are correct, it requires an ordinance change, and that can't take effect until 30 days after
Right.
It's approved.
So I don't want to put it off another 30 days. That's my ask of the commission, if you're all amenable.
So it is the pleasure of the commission on this item.
We will have a discussion between commissioners and staff, whatever anybody decides here, we could discuss it, and then somebody can make a motion to proceed or table.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, so I guess I have questions. So it sounds like we're talking about two different uses here. We're talking about a tattoo parlor, kind of the traditional tattoo parlor like we have several of them here in town, versus somebody who is essentially like a beauty salon. Is that your business? Yeah, that would also do pigmentation art, permanent makeup. There's two different types of businesses. So I guess I don't understand why a beauty salon is being regulated as if it were a tattoo parlor. Is that what's going on here?
Well,
What's going on here?
because tattooing has gone into the beauty industry now. In fact, I know a lot of salons are offering tattoos. So the tattoo world has changed. So it has merged.
But what's the impetus for the code that we're using? Is it the type of service that's being provided, or is it the type of business?
So right now, micropigmentation is considered tattooing, and there's no other way to classify it based upon the code that we currently have. So permanent makeup is its own thing, and it's already a low impact. But micropigmentation, which is a form of tattooing, has worked its way into the beauty world. So therefore, they're not allowed to perform micropigmentation because it's considered a tattoo.
Exactly.
What's the difference between
I'm not a beauty expert. We might ask the lady
Diane
who just
knows.
spoke.
I'm sorry, this is being recorded. We have to have it on public record. Sorry about that.
Hate to put you on the spot, but I don't know what I'm talking about here.
So it's all the same tools and it is all the same needles, everything like that. It's placement. So it's an eyelid or let's say a hand or a finger or something like that, something small on the arm. But it's all the same tools. It's between placement. That's the
So-
only difference is the placement.
So I do know enough about it to ask this specific question.
Yeah.
It's less needles.
Yes.
It's not as deep. It does not last as long, correct? It can.
Yeah. It's like it's the same as permanent makeup, what I'm doing right now. That's why I thought everything was in the same permit.
Correct.
Same with health board, whenever they make you fill everything out, they'll be like, what
I'm
type
just,
of-
I'm just helping them understand
Yes.
that it's something that fades over time. It's not a deep set tattoo.
what would you do on the hand?
Let's say I've done a ring finger whenever I thought that this was totally okay to do. So they wanted like a J, like something super minimal, something
People
so
have wedding
small.
rings
Is it
now.
the
Yeah.
same, is it the same tools that you would use for
Eyeliner?
permanent eyebrows
Yes.
or permanent
Yeah.
Or a
lips
tattoo.
or whatever?
Uh-huh. So it's a small 3RL, which is a round liner needle. It's nothing larger than that. It's a very, very, very tiny needle that you're using for eyebrows, lip blush, eyeliner, and now it's gone into the tattoo world. But no shading, nothing invasive, crazy.
That's, my issue is the definition, I
Yes.
guess.
And that's why we're asking for the change on the definition. That's why we're bringing that before you guys for that.
And that's, the definition currently to me is not clear, separate.
So what
between
is your
them, so-
business now? You just do the permanent makeup?
Yeah, I've been doing permanent makeup for 9 years now. So I thought that this fell in the same category until recently, so I'm trying to change it.
So she can do permanent makeup, but she just can't move the needle to the hand? Is that the deal?
Right.
I'm
That's
confused.
essentially the deal.
Yeah, essentially, tattoos, when you go back in the 50s and you have this stereotype in what tattoo parlors were, you can just see how they have evolved to be used in the beauty world now. And I think this definition clearly says it's about the crime, it's about the element.
No, but I mean, if she already has a permit or a business license to do permanent makeup. I don't understand
Because right now.
The disconnect.
Correct. Micropigmentation is still considered a tattoo by our current code.
There you
She already
go.
has a permit to do that.
She has but permanent makeup is under low impact, and right now micropigmentation is considered a tattoo, which is moderate impact. Even though it's the same
Same
tools.
thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So thus, we
Or
want to
we-
update the code.
So could we just bring, if we agree that micropigmentation is low impact, can we just bring that definition into low impact without having to bring tattoo parlors?
Yeah.
You can,
Yeah.
but you could also think about, are tattoo parlors a problem? Can we let the market decide how many tattoo parlors?
I'll say that tattoo parlors in our town are not a problem. We've also kept them separated. Whereas there are places where they've not been separated and have been problems in other places in California. Which is why
So you could.
which is why a tattoo parlor has a use permit, so we can regulate and make sure that it's going into an appropriate area in town and there's not any undue conflict or.
I guess there's also micro tattoos that are in the beauty industry that are very little. It gets so nebulous that
Again,
it's hard to draw
are we
the line.
regulating the activity or the business type? That's,
Well, I think this is clearly activity. If you say activity, you mean like character?
Well, he's saying that she has a beauty shop and she's
Yes.
offering this in a beauty shop. She doesn't have a tattoo shop.
Right.
I mean, how come can't she just provide services that are under the general category of personal beauty or however whatever would be the term for
Is there a
that.
specialized license for that from the state or anything to do
No.
permanent makeup?
I mean, you have to get certified and trained and everything like that, of course, but health board codes, they pretty much lay it out, like everything that you need to do. Body art, that's why I've been doing it, and I had no clue that it was a whole different zoning thing, you know what I mean? Permit, so
So may I-
whenever I got slapped that it was gonna be a lot more, I was like, oh no,
So
how?
may I ask who informed you that is the case?
I got a letter, yeah.
From the city?
Yeah. Code enforcement. Otherwise, I would have had no clue.
I mean, I feel for you. I would,
Is there a clear distinction between tattooing and body art and micropigmentation?
No. Well, I don't.
Yeah,
It's blurry.
Yeah,
That's
I
where I'm
would
having a
say
problem.
it's the same tools that I'm already using for permanent makeup. So if I'm using larger needles, larger shading tools, anything like that, I could understand it being more of like a tattoo parlor. But it's everything that I'm already using and I'm already permitted to use in my permit that I have. So that's why we're trying to figure this out.
And it clearly does not bring criminal activity. It doesn't affect the area. It's completely in keeping with what you would expect a salon to do. And to me, that is the definition.
yeah, like I'm totally open to ensuring that pigmentation art and permanent makeup are defined as low-impact uses, but I'm hesitant to bring tattoo parlors into that category.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Yeah.
Commissioner Jensen has, it's not the, it's the type of, it's the use in the type of business. It's the,
Well, I mean, I guess that's
She's
the
not
question.
she's not
You know, is this
offering-
regulated by, by the categorization of business, by their international, their
State.
their NAICS code? Is it, or is it regulated by use? There's a lot of things that I don't know here. I'm just saying what I would be amenable to, and how would we make that work?
There is another alternative that hasn't been discussed here, but there is the possibility of still requiring a use permit, and I know there's lots of other uses here that you're suggesting don't require use permits anymore. But if there is a concern about, concentrating certain types of uses in places or ensuring that these uses get the proper licensing before we issue the permits, one could create a category of use permit that has a much reduced fee. associated with it. So that's always an option as well, because the fee itself, what is it, $3,500 now?
I
for
think
a
it's
use
going
permit?
up.
It's
Yeah,
going up.
Going up to 4,000.
Could often stops a small business from starting up. And so it is possible to identify a bunch of uses in which the use permit might be half price or something like that. So there's an option there.
But to me, micropigmentation so beautifully fits into a salon that I would
agree.
not want that. I would want that protected in low impact.
So I wouldn't see why we couldn't put micropigmentation right behind permanent makeup, because it's literally the same thing.
And that's what we put,
And
micro.
Right.
Now, does that, it's just, of course, as times change and tattoos
Right.
change, we're going to be back here adding something else, which is why I would rather just see, we're okay with tattoos. But if the commission isn't, I know I'm just one person.
I'm hesitant to release our authority on that at
Yeah.
this
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like we kind of have a consensus. If somebody would like to make a motion.
I would just like to throw one more thing out here. What does that do for you as far as the micro tattoos? Because that's another service that you offer, correct? That's something else you wanted to be able to do?
Yes.
So what is the difference between micro tattoos and micropigmentation?
It brings in a lot of clientele from out of town. I have a nice long list of people that come from out of town, and now they're coming because my permanent makeup, they only get to see me 1 to every 3 years. So if they want a little small tattoo, they come into the town a lot more often.
Is it the same equipment though as permanent makeup?
It is.
Okay, so that's what I'm throwing out there, is the
Maybe add
micro
that.
tattoos is the same equipment as the permanent makeup and the micropigmentation. So I would like to see us go ahead and allow the micro tattoos as well, but I do not know how to define the difference between a tattoo and a micro tattoo. That's where I'm trying to find something for you where we can make that work.
Thank you.
Certain size. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
was-
How big is whatever you do on someone's hand? Is
Yeah.
it the size of a ring?
It's like 2 inches, like at the absolute most, and it's all like a fine line little, like, I haven't done anything big, no
And that's generally
shading,
to
nothing
cover
like
a
that,
beauty
no
mark,
color,
right?
yeah.
To do
it's
this,
nothing-
do you need a license to, like, as if like a tattoo artist would need?
So
a
I
tattoo
am
parlor, or-
registered as a body art practitioner, and that does fall under all types of things. So it would categorize under the tattooing as well.
I think 2 inches seems pretty big. It seems like you'd be stepping
That's
on
like at most.
on the tattoo shop stuff, though. I think micro needs to be small, very small.
Okay.
Are you thinking
I
like
wouldn't-
1
I
inch
wouldn't want-
diameter?
I wouldn't want. I don't know, but I don't want to step on a tattoos
I know.
shop's business.
That's why I'm bringing it up. That's why.
And these are recommendations that will go to city council. So they could change it at that time.
Yeah, the changes are going to result in changes in municipal code.
Right.
That has to be done by ordinance.
Yep.
And so there's a noticed public hearing. We have a public hearing here, but we have a noticed public hearing with the proposed code changes in
commission,
it. City council evaluates those at a meeting, a public hearing, like I said. And then there's a second reading of that, at least 14 days later, more than 14 days later. At that point, you can waive further process on the code, and then they can approve. After that, 30 days, and the ordinance becomes effective. So there is a process, once we get to council, for first and second reading of an ordinance. I'm afraid it's not an overnight type of situation, so I apologize for that. It's just the way that we have to do
So
it
staff
to comply.
will volunteer to do some more research into different types of tattooing and micro pigmentation and tattooing and such, and see if there really is any distinction on a technical basis or on a permitting basis. And we'll bring that back to the commission as information.
All right, and I'm confident that staff has appropriate idea of what the consensus is on the planning
the
commission,
issue is,
so.
yeah.
But we do have business owners that right now are unable to make the income that they could make because this
We
is
under-
not there. So I'm just saying, that's my
You
passion.
understood, that's why we're moving
Okay.
forward, I think.
Thank you, guys.
But we have to move forward the right way.
Well, and micropigmentation artist that is a definition.
Thank you.
I mean, that is specified.
I mean, are you suggesting, Natalie, that we have a vote to move micropigmentation right now?
Just to give it a head start, and then maybe you could add in micro tattoos later, but it's a help.
I wouldn't have a problem with that myself.
It doesn't seem like anyone has a problem with it. It seems like it's when we get into the tattoos that we have a problem. So I would rather see us move forward with this, say yes to it, and city council could always add in, or we could come back later and add in the micro tattoos.
Well, then, I mean, would it be fine if I just went ahead and made a motion to add the micropigmentation into the low impact?
Are you
Yes.
did code enforcement stop you from doing that? When?
It was about like 2 months ago, March. Yeah.
In March?
Yes. Yeah. So it's been a while, and I've been a struggle for the business.
So what do we do about that, if anything? Is there anything we can do about that? So she can work?
It'll be a while before this goes through.
Well, one thing I struggle with, Dave, is this clearly is not an exclusive list of uses. This is clearly a character. It's like a criminal character. If it draws criminal activity, that's moderate. So to me, we're getting so technical on the exact name of all the uses, but when I read this, I see it's a definition of an establishment that doesn't disrupt the neighborhood and that doesn't draw criminals.
Yes, I sympathize with that perspective. I perhaps could have added more value if I was a participant in the conversations while you were looking at the code. So I'm not prepared to speak
Okay.
on every piece of code tonight.
Okay.
But what I'm hearing is a general consensus, which doesn't have support yet from the commission, and a motion or the rumblings of a motion that says, to include maybe the permanent makeup and the other items sort of together, not all tattooing. I prefer to do one code change instead of adding like micro tattoos later. But that's up to the commission, right? And if the commission so chooses, they could vote to have me and staff work a recommended change into the code that would allow for, I would obviously want to consult with an expert who knows, what that means to a degree, but allow for some of these business activities that you see as low impact to be moved to low impact while still protecting the commission's authority to regulate full tattoo parlors that might require other, larger tattoos, different tools, bigger tools, that kind of thing. We would have to evaluate that, but I just need a motion to get direction from the commission that you're inclined to recommend that change, and then we'll do that for council and bring it forward as soon as we can.
And Natalie, is the proposed change that was highlighted in red, is that in our packet somewhere? Because I was not able to
Page
find it.
70 there.
It's on page 70 of your packet.
And we could just remove tattoo artists and unstrike tattoo in moderate, but I know we're gonna come back to it.
Well, my thing is the equipment. I think it's as simple as looking at the equipment that is used, because permanent makeup uses the same exact equipment as micropigmentation, which also uses the same exact equipment as the micro tattoos. They have to step up to a larger tattoo gun and more ink to make it permanent. All these fade over time. So we have permanent makeup artists already listed in the low impact. And it's literally the same equipment and the same thing for micropigmentation, which is, I don't see why that shouldn't just be added into low impact.
So are you suggesting that if we add micropigmentation artists into the low-impact personal services, that the micro tattoos would qualify under other uses of this kind or character?
I 100% agree. That's what I'm saying, because it's the same equipment, same technique, same depth of ink that goes in the skin, same type of ink, and it fades the same. Everything's the same.
And that separates the two entities.
Okay?
Yep.
I like that.
I do too.
Good
Just want to
job.
be clear,
Thanks.
commissioners,
Thank you.
when we have these conversations, the decisions of how you categorize things, these are policy decisions that staff wants to follow. So when you make the determinations, even if they are small, subtle differences, staff is always trying to adhere exactly to the code and the the policy that you put into place. That's our obligation, and if there is a needed adjustment to that, that's when we come back to you with a process like this. Maybe definitions change over time, and so here we are with kind of one of those situations, but staff is sort of obligated to follow the code, and this is the process that we need you to go through to get the changes to happen. Just want to be clear
Yeah.
with that.
Yep.
And so I just await your decision on that.
So in that case, I would make a motion that we include micropigmentation artists and micro tattoo artists that use the same equipment as permanent makeup artists and the same techniques for their tattoos to be included in personal services low impact with permanent makeup artists that are already there. Is that clear enough?
That's very clear. And
Very
what we-
clear.
What we would do in response if this passes is we would look to amend the code, bring it to the council, and proceed in that way.
And I make that motion.
It's wordy, but appropriate, I guess.
Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
Please open voting.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you, Commissioners. I understand the remaining items are tabled. Is that correct, Mr. Chair?
Yes, yes, and we will take a 5-minute recess to reboot the system.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.